Festive greetings, YouTube. Hope everyone's had a lovely Christmas. I know I did. Filled my face with turkey and beef. Anyway, I've got a quick tip for you. Garage Hermit style. Obviously it's cold outside and it's not really good for riding, so I've been faffing on with a new bike. And one thing I like to do is balance my wheels. A lot of people don't do it on trail bikes. I think you should. I have had a friend in the past, he had a KTM 450 EXE and he thought there was something going on with the head bearings. He tightened them up a bit and then he thought, oh, I need a steering dampener. He didn't buy one and he was talking to me about it. And I said, have you tried balancing the wheels? So I balanced the wheel for him and lo and behold, the problem disappeared. Basically on a trail bike, especially smaller bikes, you'll feel it bobbing like this, the handlebars, or you'll feel the whole bike jiggling up and down, and it's the back wheel will be out of balance if the whole bike's jiggling. You just feel the front wheel's out of balance. People don't balance them because adhesive weights don't tend to stick on off-road bikes, so obviously it gets clattered off by the mud. This wheel hasn't got any marks on from having adhesive on, but the back wheel has. And the bike's wobbling at the moment. It needs setting, it needs fettling. So all you need to do is either just use a bit of bar stock stuck on a couple of bits of timber and sit the wheel on, and the wheel will roll around on that alright. Or get a Truing jig like this, which has just got a couple of bearings there, lump of bar and some cones that are held with grub screws, so you can nip any wheel up really and just sit it on the stand. They're really more for building wheels, but you can use them for this as well. So all you need to do is plonk your wheel in, and then on off-road wheels you tend to have to fight with the rim lock, which this wheel hasn't got in. I take them out myself personally as well. I don't bother with rim locks on the front or the back. I run 20 psi to stop pinches, and to be honest, in the UK 20 psi is fine for trail riding. I think if you can't get grip at 20 psi, then you're not riding quick enough or you're not approaching it right. But anyhow, that's a different thing. So yeah, you're looking to balance your rim lock out, and especially on a back wheel, front as well I suppose. Rim locks on the back can weigh 100 to 140 gram, maybe it's even more if it's a really wide, like adventure bike and it's got a rim lock in, because the rim lock's bigger. On a front wheel, you know, it'll be still 50, 60, 70 grams, it might even be up to 100. So that's a massive amount of weight to be throwing around on a wheel at 70 mile an hour, so the bike just goes and bobs around all over the place. If you balance your wheel out, it makes a bike super smooth. I think people often blame it on needing one of these dampers, or they'll blame it on the tyres, but basically you just need to balance the wheel. So what I use to balance it are these little badges. Yeah. Let's see if you can see these in my little video here. So they're just brass weights, they've got a cutout in them, and they have a grub screw to tighten them on. So they're a neat solution, they don't rot, and you can get them in varying weights. So this was a full pack and I've used them up on bikes over the years, and I've just left them on the bikes when I sell them. But the biggest ones weigh about 40 gram and they're about that long. And then they get smaller down to this, which is 10 grams. So I think that's 10. That's about 20-ish, and that's probably 40. No, I don't actually. I don't know what the weight scales are. Anyhow, they weigh a lot for what they are. I give up trying to tell you what the different weights are. In fact, I should weigh them, shouldn't I? I will weigh them. Oh. Big one's 20. Middle one's 13-ish. Little one's 7-8 grams. So when they're balanced car tyres, if they're out by 10 grams, you'll feel it, I think. So this is out. If this is out by that middle one, it's going to be out 14 gram. You'll feel that. So to balance it, you've got your weight. You bought it off eBay or AliExpress, whatever, brass wheel weights you want to be looking for, and then you've just got to sit your wheel in this thing. That's literally just a lump of bar and then 2 cones holding it. You don't even need to bother with the cones, to be honest. You can just sit it on a lump of bar and then look to think, right, what's going to be heavy. If you've got the rim lock or you got your valve stem, if you put that at like 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, it'll slowly come down. So obviously there's not much weight in that. If you had a rim lock on it, it'd rock down quickly and then rock back the other way and keep rocking until it stopped. So if you're impatient, just shove it to roughly where you think it's going to go, which is 6 o'clock hopefully. Sometimes they're heavier to the side of the valve, just maybe a bit more rubber moulding around the inner tube inside. And see it's stopping there. I wonder if it'll go back to that same spot. So once you know that's where your main bulk of the weight is, you want to counter it on the opposite side of the wheel, so just look for a spoke. And I put these on so that gap isn't being thrown into the shite, if you know what I mean. Like the direction of travel for this wheel is this way, so I wouldn't put it that way on, so the gap is here, and so it's just filling up with crude all the time. Put it that way on. Top tip for you. So have it so the hole's to the back. Find the flat of the spoke and nip it onto the flat of the spoke as well. Just so happens this one's in a nice place for me, easy to get, and then just nip it up. It doesn't have to be mega tight. I've just nipped it up with that like that, not like a big long Allen key. And I've not lost one of these yet, so they tend to stay on. There's no Loctite in or anything like that. That's that balanced. Valve down there. Well, it might be balanced. I hope it is, because I've got a feel for these things now. And just stop it. Yeah, there you go. So that was 14 grams or something like that. It's probably a couple of gram out, but that'll be fine now. It'll feel lovely jubbly on the road. And there you go. So get some of them brass weights, balance your wheels. You don't need one of these, just get a lump of bar and rest it across some 2 open surfaces and put your wheel in. That'll probably get you somewhere close. And especially if you've got rim locks, balance your wheels out and it'll make your trail riding a lot more enjoyable, a lot smoother. Your bike won't jiggle around. And there you go, top tip for you. Enjoy your Christmas and New Year. We'll see you again. Ta-ra.